happy to share that with you. So we looked at it as we're here to help kind of do the next step, and when we get back home, we're going to assemble what we're calling our all-star team. This isn't intended to be a city project. We just kind of want to initiate it and get other stakeholders involved. So along with that, we said, but the thing that we can do as staff members is try and give the technical information, the assessment, give them a baseline, survey people, identify stakeholders, try and get those things together and a few common goals so that when we get ready to go to the game, we all kind of know what we're trying to do. We looked at, again, its role in terms of finding an agreement, because a lot of what we're trying to do is just look at things differently. How do we incentivize things? How do people pay for things? Well, we're fortunate in our area that we have a lot of things going on. We also have undeveloped property, and we want to try and leverage that as much as we can. When we put together our all-star team, we want people who can play. So we're looking for those with the ability. People who, if you can't implement, if you can influence, that works with us too. And then last but not least, look at everything in terms of actions, in terms of what projects and timeline. So again, we're here to kind of get our all-star team trained and ready to go, and we think the resources we got here can help do that. The framework they gave us was to look at some key actions. We took some of what we learned in the sessions and kind of categorized all of our projects, or our top 5, in 3 categories. Basically, infrastructure, building, and community engagement. And when we looked at our projects, and I just kind of highlighted 2 right here, we realized they don't really just fit nicely in one. And so we were like, how do we capture that? Because things do have kind of a primary sphere of influence and then a secondary, and it builds and nests from there. So depending on whether or not it's low-impact development, which to us is an infrastructure component, but at least for us in Florida, there needs to be a lot of community engagement, a lot of education, a lot of buy-in. It's new to us, whether or not it's people who are implementing it or the water management districts that have to approve it. That will definitely have to be a component. Another thing we looked at was resource management in terms of doing energy audits, and whereas that's something the private sector can do with some assistance, from a building perspective, what we're trying to do there is try and change behavior. So again, that brings back kind of the role of the community. And we have more projects. It was one of those things, we didn't want to just pick 5 because this will be for someone else to kind of take and run with, but we thought we could run through a few things and kind of give people the idea of where we're going with that. The last question was our message. And I don't know why, maybe it's because I'm a team of a bunch of guys, but they came up with,
We knew soccer stadium.
And we've had soccer on the brain and a lot of things, is our Orlando. And we looked at it as, this Orlando is really just you in our
Difference
town,
is you.
and it can mean different things to different people. So,
60 seconds.
What we think is different about our area and our group, and where we're really excited, is that we have a lot of things going on, coming in the pipeline. We have soccer, we have magic, we have our BRT system, we have a well-used entertainment district, and we see the EcoDistrict, or our Orlando playbook, as what we're going to use to tie everything together, to try and get things to pop. We heard that a lot as we were walking through the Pearl District. This neighborhood was about ready to pop. And then tie in equity. So the last thing we wanted to remember is that, what we're trying to do is we're not trying to create a plan, another plan that sits on a shelf. We want to kind of use this process to explain the value added, the benefits to the stakeholders, and create relationships so that we can start implementing and tying a lot of the investments that we've already done in the community. Right? So any questions? I have a whole team of folks that are here to help answer your questions, and hopefully I got in my 5 minutes.
With 3 seconds to go.
Yeah!